Okay, this is your review lesson on circles. Okay, that's really, really bright. Let's see if that's better. That's much better. Okay, remember you want to have your first and last name, and you want to have the date that you are doing these notes, and you want to have your class period number. So to run over a couple of important review pieces, the radius of a circle is the measure from the circle's center to the outside. The diameter of a circle is the measure across the circle through the center. And the formula that relates these shows that the diameter is equal to twice the radius, or conversely, the radius is half of the diameter, or the diameter divided by 2. That's a separate thing. Then we have our circumference. And this is the perimeter of the circle. It is the measure around a circle. And the formula is circumference equals pi times diameter. And usually we will use 3.14 for pi, or 22/7 for pi, depending on the problem you're working. Yep. Finally, we have the area of a circle, which is how much two-dimensional space we have inside the circle. So it's the shaded region. And the formula is the area of a circle is pi, oh, my eraser fell out, times the radius squared, which this means it's pi times the radius again. Now we're going to use these. There are a couple different kinds of questions we're going to use them with. The first is some basic calculations. So find the circumference of a circle with a radius of 5 inches, and find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 17 inches. I know my circumference formula is pi times diameter. Here I have the radius is 5, so I need to convert that into the diameter. So the diameter is 2 times the radius. And now I can put that into my formula. Oops. where I'm going to have pi times 10. And if I multiply that out, I'm going to have 3.14 times 10, which of course is 31.4, and we are dealing in inches. For this one, I'm using the same formula, pi times diameter. Well, here I have the measure across the whole circle. So I already know my diameter is 17 inches. I'm gonna put inches here. So I can put this directly into my formula. And 3.14 times 17 gives me 53.38 inches. That is the distance around. Another type of formula that will use circumference, or another type of problem that will use circumference, are your formulas where you are given the circumference and have to find a measurement. So if the circumference is 24 centimeters, find the radius and the diameter. Well, I know the formula is circumference equals pi times diameter, except here I have the circumference. So the circumference is 24. That means when I put my formula into my number into my formula, I get 24 equals pi times diameter. Well, I know my pi value is 3.14. And now this is a regular equation. My operation is multiplication. So I'm going to do the inverse operation and divide. Anything divided by itself is 1. I have to do the same thing to both sides. And 24 divided by 3.14, I'm going to round it to the hundredths place. So I get 7.64 centimeters is the diameter. It also asks me to find the radius. I know the diameter is 2 times the radius. So I know the diameter is 7.64. I now have an equation I can solve. This operation is multiplication. I'm going to do the inverse to both sides. Anything divided by itself is 1. And 7.64 divided by 2, or half of that, is 3.82 centimeters equals my radius. It's all about putting your values into your formulas and simplifying and solving. Now I'm going to do the area. Find the area of a circle that has a radius of 4 meters and has a diameter of 12 inches, 2 different ones. Well, my area formula is pi r squared. R stands for my radius. Here I'm given the radius because it's half the distance. So I can put this directly into my formula as pi times the radius squared, which means the radius times the radius again. So this is 3.14 times 4 times 4. And if I put that in my calculator exactly as it's written, the area of my circle is 50.24 square meters, because remember, area is a square measurement. Same formula here, area equals pi r squared. But here I'm not given the radius, I'm given the diameter. So I know my diameter is 2 times my radius. Well, oops. I'm given my diameter of 12 inches. And I know that my diameter is 2 times my radius, So I know that 12 equals 2 times my radius. Going to do the inverse operation and find that my radius is 6 inches. Now I can put that in my formula. And that means pi times 6 times 6. Pi is 3.14 times 6 times 6. And that gives me an area of 113.04 square inches. Those are the straightforward ones. Now, there are other ones that require 2 parts. Find the area if the circumference is 14. Did I use 14 already? Nope. 14 miles. Nice big circle. So my circumference, I'm going to use my formula. I am given circumference, so the circumference formula is pi times diameter, but I want my area formula. I want area is pi r squared. Well, I need to figure out how to get from here to here. Well, they gave me my circumference. I know pi is 3.14 times diameter, so I'm going to do my inverse operation on both sides. And I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth and get 4.46 miles is my diameter. And I need my radius, so I know that my diameter is 2 times my radius, and my diameter is 4.46. So I'm going to do my inverse operation here and get 2.23 miles for my radius. Now I can put that in my formula. Squared pi times 2.23 times 2.23. Pi is 3.14. So I'm going to multiply this all together, and I am going to get I'm going to round it to the hundredths place again. 15.62 square miles. So you have to know where you start and where you're headed. Now you should go through and do your alternative lesson pages and the practice and ask questions if you have it.